Here are the Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, June 25th, when the action shifts between Genoa City and Nice, France. Watch for Amanda to run interference for Phyllis, Adam, and Chelsea to do some digging, and Lily to lean on Damien. We don't know how or even if Phyllis Summers is going to alter her plan to get into business with Aristotle Dumas now that she knows he's truly Cain Ashby. However, Phyllis can count on her pal Amanda when she needs her. On Wednesday's show, watch for Amanda to run interference for Phyllis. Will the legal eagle, who works for Cain, create a pathway for Phyllis to embark on a successful business venture? She was hoping that Dumas would help her get in at Chancellor. Thanks to Amanda, that could still happen. Back in Genoa City, watch for Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson to do some digging. The couple has been enjoying Victor being in Europe and being preoccupied with Dumas' Cain, so that he can't get on Adam's case about destroying Billy Abbott in the media. Will Adam and Chelsea be able to come up with a way that they can keep Victor at bay and also not flame the Abbott-Newman war? Chelsea's pulled some cons over the years. Adam's a savvy businessman. But will that be enough to beat Victor? Cain asked to see Lily before he revealed himself as the mysterious Dumas, so it's safe to say that he still has deep feelings for her. However, we get the impression that not only has Lily moved on from her ex, but she is also moving toward a future with Damien. The history of jazz book that Damien gave Lily in honor of her late father, Neil, was so touching. On Wednesday's show, watch for Lily to lean on Damien as she continues to wrap her head around the fact that her ex-husband is the enigmatic Dumas. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that a heroic rescue could cost one character everything. Chance Chancellor is gearing up for an investigation that could end in tragedy. So let's talk about how all the drama might play out. Since someone is plotting to kill Cain Ashby, he's counting on Chance to help him. Chance was invited to the party in Nice because he's a police detective. But will he make it back to Genoa City alive? It could obviously be dangerous to uncover the truth behind this fatal Cain plot. Chance will do some digging and may figure out who to point the finger at soon enough. This high-stakes situation could end in catastrophe if Chance gets in the killer's way. Chance might wind up taking a bullet meant for Cain, especially now that we know about some big casting news, since it's confirmed that Connor Floyd has taken over the role of Chad DiMera on Days of Our Lives. He won't be around to film at The Young and the Restless anymore. With that in mind, it's possible Y&R will send Chance out with a bang. Giving Chance a shocking exit could add to the chaos of everything that's been happening in France. What if Chance doesn't survive this investigation? Will Chance lose his life saving Cain and leave his loved ones to grieve? The show definitely has a deadly curveball coming up, so poor Chance may pay the price for being a hero. Cain may not realize it yet, but he might have just sealed Chance's grim fate. If Chance dies due to the investigation he got roped into, Cain may add to the outrage he's already stirred up. This tragic outcome could leave Cain regretting that he put Chance in the line of fire. Regardless, Chance is going to seek updates on who's after Cain, so stay tuned for the horror that could result. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Chance may be in over his head, so don't miss what's in store for him. Phyllis works to make matters worse. The Young and the Restless' spoilers for Wednesday, June 25th, suggest that Damien has been waiting for this opportunity with Lily, and he won't hesitate to take advantage of it. Lily is still reeling from the revelation that Cain has been living a life and building a fortune as Aristotle Dumas, and that he lured her, along with the bulk of the Newman and Abbott clans, to France to reveal himself with food, drinks, and a creepy shrub maze. Lily spilled some personal secrets to Devon and, for some reason, Damien. Now, Damien is there to offer Lily a shoulder to cry on. She's very vulnerable right now. Will he be able to resist pushing their relationship into the personal? No one is better at sabotaging themselves than Phyllis. If there is a decision to be made, Phyllis is the best at making the wrong one, then looking confused, put upon, and self-righteous when it blows up in her face. Amanda genuinely cares about Phyllis, which is why she is trying to save her friend from her worst impulses. Phyllis insists that Cain is just dying to go into business with her, Amanda is trying to keep her from doing something truly dumb. Again. While his family seethes in France, Adam and Chelsea are holding down the fort in Genoa City. To Victor, that means they're available to run little errands for him. Like, do some Googling about Cain. Sure, Victor could do it himself, but he's a very important man, and he has very important things to do. Besides, he needs to remind Adam and Chelsea who is the boss. So yeah, go do his dirty work. He'll explain how you got it wrong once he gets home. These friendships went from inspiring and empowering to downright cold and catty. Sure, soap operas are all about romance and love in the afternoon. But we also love watching family and friendships unfold, especially when two powerful women get along. Some of those female friendships changed on The Young and the Restless, and we wonder what went wrong along the way. Sally and Audra had a flourishing friendship based on their similarities. They connected over their shared struggles with men, forming a strong bond that couldn't be broken. But Audra recently proved herself not to be a girl's girl. She acts like the type who would snatch any woman's man and cut a woman down to get what she wants. They were both invited to Cain Ashby's party in the French Riviera. This gave us a chance to see all these characters interact with one another, which provided many awkward moments. However, Sally and Audra gave each other the cold shoulder. They acted like they didn't know each other. The former BFFs didn't greet one another, even though they built a beautiful friendship. Y&R already lacks core female friendships. It's sad to see that Sally and Audra's friendship fizzled out. Audra was mostly focused on business and Kyle, whom she was desperate to seduce for Victor's approval. Both ladies tossed their friendship aside for their men. Sally was there to support Billy and their potential joint venture with Cain, while Audra was staying close to Kyle. It's also possible that Audra is purposely avoiding Sally so her friend doesn't get into her head and set her off course. Audra has her eye on the prize, which is Vibrante. Phyllis and Amanda were once good friends as well. Amanda was there for Phyllis when no one was, and they still aren't. Phyllis should consider herself lucky to have her friend back by her side. But she's sabotaging a good thing just so she can work with Cain, who turned out to be Aristotle Dumas. Phyllis tried to bypass Amanda so she could meet the man herself. Here's an interesting take on their friendship. They bring out the best and the worst in each other. Phyllis uses Amanda because she knows what she can get out of their connection. She's using it to fund a new business. What's in it for Amanda, though? Now that Phyllis and most of GC know who Dumas is, she wants Amanda to give her the details on what Cain has been up to. Amanda doesn't know anything about him. He's just the guy who writes her checks. When Phyllis wants something, she's not going to give up. Because of this, she's not a good friend to Amanda. What are your thoughts on these two friendships? Do you miss them? What do you think happened here? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Will Kyle be heartbroken when Claire cheats on him first? The Young and the Restless couple. Claire and Kyle are destined for a split. Outside forces are impacting their relationship, and it seems that infidelity will finally tear them apart. But will it be Claire or Kyle who cheats first? Kyle and Claire have proven their love and dedication to each other, but now their commitment is about to be tested because of Kyle's trip to France. Kyle is one of the many guests invited to Dumas, Cain's party. Audra is also on the trip and has been working overtime on her plan to seduce Kyle. The businesswoman agreed to Victor's deal of breaking up Kyle and Claire in exchange for funding for Vibrante. Audra and Kyle have been getting cozy in recent weeks as they discuss business. France seems like the perfect backdrop for the two to give in to temptation. Although it appears a cheating scandal will take place on the Riviera, another betrayal might happen in Genoa City. All eyes have been on Kyle and whether he'll cheat or not. However, it's Claire, who might be unfaithful. This week's Y&R preview has Claire meeting Holden for drinks. The two are flirting as they enjoy their cocktails, and Claire seems to be enjoying Holden's company. Before long, one thing could lead to another, and Claire might find herself in Holden's bed. Having Claire cheat on Kyle first would be a huge plot twist. Claire has been a good girl for far too long, and fans want her to return to her bad girl roots. Claire keeping her infidelity a secret and tormented by her guilt would make for compelling storytelling. Plus, the fallout from Claire and Holden's affair would be dramatic. and put a wrench in Victor and Kyle's contract. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. Fans can expect Victor Newman to face off with Cain Ashby. Meanwhile, Abby Winters has a surprise encounter with Chance Chancellor. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's begin with Victor, who will reject Cain's offer. However, the young tycoon will ask the patriarch how he can change his mind. Victor will demand that Cain be totally truthful. There are pieces missing to Cain's puzzle, and everyone isn't too pleased about all of his mind games. Lily Winters will also continue to reel over Cain's bombshell. Lily thought she knew the father of her children, so this is totally messing with her head. Over with Nikki Newman, she will compare notes with Jack Abbott. Things won't make sense to anything, including the party guests. Cain might claim being on the up and up is all Colin Atkinson wanted before his death, but there is still something missing. Will Jack and Nikki figure out what Cain's real goal is with these games? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that tomorrow's episode will also feature some more arrivals. First, Michael Baldwin and Lauren Fenmore Baldwin will happily stumble out of the hedged maze. However, they can tell the minute they see everyone that things are tense. "Did we miss anything?" Lauren asks as her eyes glance around the room. Michael and Lauren aren't the only guests that will show up. Abby will have a surprise encounter with Chance. Abby will be caught off guard and might ask why Chance is there. The detective might not really know and is just as much in the dark as everyone else. Of course, when Michael, Lauren, Abby, and Chance get updates from the other guests on Cain, there will be one more round of chaotic conversation. We know from the weekly preview clip that Jack declares the most interesting invitation out of everyone is the one to Chance. So, that could put a spotlight on Chance. Is it possible that Chance has been working behind the scenes in some way? After all, Chance is a detective and not even in business anymore. Or is he? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Cain regroups, Lily leans on Damien, and Adam gets to scheming. For the Wednesday, June 25th episode of The Young and the Restless, spoilers photos show Cain regroups, Lily plays it cool, and Adam schemes his little heart out. The truth is out, and the damage is done. Now, it's time for Cain to sit with his right hand and plot his next move. He and Amanda grab a table and get to work. Are they cooking up a scheme? What are they planning now? Are there more surprises in store? Cain has turned several lives upside down, and there's still more bombshells to come. We can only imagine how Lily is feeling about all this. Thankfully, she has Damien to lean on and help sort through Cain's epic deceit. Or at least take her mind off the whole mess. He'll even get her to play a card game and get her smiling again. Will this whole situation with Cain push her further into his arms? Meanwhile, Adam and Chelsea start digging around for dirt. Adam loves playing dirty, and he loves snooping around. Will he find what he's looking for, though? If he gets his hands on the right intel, who knows the damage he can do? The identity of the mysterious Aristotle Dumas is revealed on The Young and the Restless as a familiar face from the past. As his guests in France recognize Cain Ashby as their host, Lily is left wondering how her former spouse has amassed wealth. While this will upset many Genoa City residents, Cain's return to the circuit may spell opportunity for many. Longtime Y&R fans may remember Cain Ashby as the controversial heir of Jill Foster and Catherine Chancellor. He was married to Lily, and the couple share 2 children, Charlie and Maddie. Between 2007 and 2019, actor Daniel Goddard played the character. Currently, Billy Flynn has stepped into the role, while Goddard plays Henry Dalton on General Hospital. The last couple of weeks in The Young and the Restless saw the influential families of the town getting invited to a party by the elusive Dumas on his estate. While the Newmans, Abbotts, and Winters received invitations, Phyllis forced herself to one. Although most of the invitees are shaken after learning their host's identity, Phyllis and Audra are upbeat about their opportunities. The Aristotle Dumas turned Cain Ashby storyline will continue to offer twists to the plot of the long-running CBS daily soap. After months of suspense, the recluse business tycoon was revealed to be the familiar Cain Ashby on Friday's episode, dated June 20th, 2025. While Victor had figured it out before others, Cain Dumas wanted to reveal himself to Lily first. This encounter with her former husband left Lily shaken. More drama will likely continue in France as Abby and Chance arrive. Despite Victor refusing to accept Cain's offer, others among the guests are eager to land an opportunity. Some others will take this opportunity to pull pranks on their enemies or gel with friends. However, very few will be happy to interact with the billionaire, now that they know his true identity. The Young and the Restless plot suggests that the turmoil is likely to push Lily towards Damien. Whether Cain breaks them up remains to be seen. As the Young and the Restless fans know, Phyllis had been struggling for a long time. Starting with being targeted by Jordan, to her kidnapping with Sharon, and then losing her job to Sally, she faced trauma at various levels. Even after Daniel refused to join her as a colleague, her meeting with Amanda gave her hope to do business with Dumas. July's The Young and the Restless plot will finally see her succeed in her endeavors. Cain will likely hear her pitch, since she had predicted Cain was after Chancellor's. As she wanted to run it, it is unclear whether that will happen anytime soon. However, Phyllis will also likely have a new romantic alliance in France, who may be ready to go back to Genoa with her. To everyone's surprise, Chance Chancellor is one of the invitees at Dumas's party. As such, he will likely arrive in France, as will Abby Newman, another guest. As Chance and Abby meet in a foreign land, memories may come out. However, Abby will soon reunite with Devon at the estate. Meanwhile, the fact that a billionaire invites a law enforcer to a party of business families poses a question about its reason. The soap is likely hinting at a crime in Nice. Cain possibly wanted to have a police officer at hand, expecting some mishap. While it is too early to predict the victim, there are a few contenders. For one, Damien's emotional hug with Amy Lewis hints at him being a victim. On the other hand, too much discussion about Connor Floyd's Chance suggests he may become a target. Either way, there are hints about some crime cropping up in the soap's storyline. She and Michael could be the key to everything. On the June 24th episode of The Young and the Restless, Cain expressed pleasure at seeing Lauren and Michael arrive, which was better than Nikki being snarky about it. But was Cain just making polite conversation, or was he setting a brand new plan into play? Cain made a big show of telling his ex-wife, Lily, how much he missed her, how much he still loved her, how he specifically chose France for their reunion since it was where they got married, and how he won't give up on making her fall in love with him again. But Cain is a liar, and we don't just mean about the Aristotle Dumas business. Cain lies. A lot. So maybe he was lying about this too. He said what was expected of him, so nobody would suspect him of plotting the unexpected. Cain and Lauren kissed once. It wasn't much for them, but it was enough to make Lily suspect they were having an affair, which led to an affair of her own. What if the reason Cain invited Lauren and Michael, after all, as Nikki snarked, Michael didn't work for Victor anymore, and that's the only thing that gives a person's life value, don't you know? Was because it was Lauren he was looking to entertain again? Cain is a con artist, after all. What if he's plotting to con Lauren into not only falling in love with him, but in falling so much in love with him that she'll slip Cain confidential information Michael has on Victor? Now that the Newmans have decided not to sell him, Chancellor, which Cain had to know they wouldn't, he needs to approach the problem from a different direction. A direction that begins with Lauren, perhaps. The upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera, The Young and the Restless, airing on June 25, 2025, is set to bring drama and tough choices in Genoa City and beyond. With Cain's lies coming to light, everything is starting to fall apart. Old relationships are being tested, and unexpected new ones are beginning. The episode will be full of emotional moments, growing threats, and risky plans that could fall apart. Lily turns to someone new for support, while Cain tries to protect himself from danger. At the same time, Adam and Chelsea discover a huge secret, but they can't tell anyone yet because they don't have cell service. Meanwhile, Amanda tries to manage the mess caused by Phyllis's surprise interruption. As all of this unfolds, Victor's business is facing new problems. After Cain's lies turn Lily's world upside down, she keeps pulling away from him emotionally. Even though Cain still hopes they might get back together, Lily shows she's not interested in that anymore. Instead, she turns to Damian Cain for support. His calm and steady presence helps her feel more at ease during this difficult time. As they spend more time together, Lily and Damian start to grow closer, possibly starting a new relationship. Cain recently told Chance that someone is trying to kill him, and the danger might be closer than they thought. As things get more serious on the young and the restless, Chance wants Cain to tell him everything. Cain doesn't know all the details yet, but he promises to look into it. Time is running out, and the threat could turn real before the week is over, so Chance needs to move quickly. Cain's plan to take over Chancellor on the young and the restless is hitting some roadblocks. Victor turned down his offer, but Cain isn't giving up. He tells Amanda what's going on, and she warns him not to take someone as powerful as Victor lightly. Still, Cain believes in his own plan. The fight between Cain and Victor is just getting started, and Wednesday's episode will show their next moves. Amanda and Cain are having a serious talk when Phyllis suddenly shows up, bringing her usual bold and dramatic energy. She's there to get Cain to team up with her. Cain isn't happy about the interruption, but Amanda steps in to calm things down. Even though Phyllis causes a bit of trouble, Amanda's quick thinking saves the moment, and might even get Cain to think about her offer. Adam and Chelsea, on the Young and the Restless team, up to investigate, and finally figure out the truth that Dumas is really Cain. This discovery could change everything if only they could tell Victor. But since they're at Cain's remote estate with no cell service, they can't contact him. Adam decides he'll have to go to Nice in person to share the news, not knowing that Victor might already know the truth. On the Young and the Restless, many of the characters we see in Genoa City are in the French Riviera this month. To make the setting, the cast and crew didn't travel to France, so several new sets had to be made. David Hoffman is Y&R's production designer, who was tasked with creating the Dumas estate and private train that the characters arrived in. Standing on the set of the train's club car of Aristotle Dumas, Hoffman explained that every new set was a new set of challenges. "We're in a four-wall set, which is very unusual for the Young and the Restless," he shared. Jason Thompson, who plays Billy Abbott, agreed. "The train car is beautiful. It's really, really nice to be in there. It's got a fourth wall, so it definitely is new for us the way that it's being shot, which is always fun. We don't get to do that very often, so it's fun to mix it up," he explained. Courtney Hope, who plays Sally Spectra, also said she loved it. "They've done a great job," she added. Hoffman explained that they wanted the train to be Art Deco. "That seemed like a high style that just seemed right for this character," he said. Crystal Khalil pointed out how they did the monogramming of Aristotle's initials everywhere. "They really put a lot of thought in the details. It's beautiful," she praised. Eric Braden was also impressed. "Great set designers. Sometimes, since I'm rebuilding my home, I think of coming here at night and absconding with some of the pieces of furniture. You know?" he quipped. He joked with some shifty eyes before adding, "Anyway, they're great set designers, always have been. And working under very difficult circumstances. I mean, how do you make this look like the south of France?" In the recent episode of the CBS soap opera, The Young and the Restless, aired on June 24th, 2025, tensions ran high as Victor Newman stood firm on keeping Chancellor, despite Cain Ashby's offer. Cain was forced to rethink his strategy, while Lily found herself torn between facing the truth and walking away. Later, more guests arrived at the party, including Michael, Lauren, Abby, and Chance, only to learn that Dumas was actually Cain. The reveal shocked everyone and raised questions about his real motives. Cain kept his plans vague, which only made the group more suspicious. Meanwhile, Lily confronted Cain alone. Despite warnings from Devon and Damian, she stood her ground. Cain hinted at a looming threat and later told Chance someone might try to kill him before the week's end. Cain on The Young and the Restless tried hard to convince Victor Newman to make a business deal, offering his entire arabesque portfolio. But Victor refused and told him to go after Jabot instead. Canet rejected that idea, not wanting to go against Jack Abbott or his family. Later, Victor told Nikki and Nick about the offer. Nikki said they should keep Chancellor to honor Catherine's wishes, and Victor was proud of her decision. On the train on The Young and the Restless, Devon warned Lily not to trust Cain again, but she wanted to hear him out. Damien supported Lily and told Devon to trust her judgment. When Cain arrived, he tried to greet Damien, but Damien refused and lashed out over being used. Lily chose to talk to Cain alone and told the others she would be fine. Cain asked for more time to explain things, but Lily wasn't sure she would stay. He said he still hoped for a reunion, but Lily told him that was a fantasy and shut him down. Back at the estate on The Young and the Restless, the mood changed when Michael, Lauren, Abby, and Chance arrived. They were told that Cain was actually Aristotle Duma, which left them confused and suspicious about his plans. When Cain showed up, he greeted them politely but didn't share much. Michael guessed Cain had big plans and expected to be involved, but Cain gave no clear answers. Jack, Diane, Billy, and Sally on The Young and the Restless wondered why Cain had asked Chance to come. Some believed Cain invited Chance because of his ties to the Chancellor family, but Billy suspected it was really because Chance is a police detective. Billy was right as Cain pulled Chance aside for a private talk and revealed he thought someone was planning to kill him. He believed the murder attempt could happen by the end of the week. The shocking news made everything more intense and hinted at more drama ahead. The Young and the Restless recap for Tuesday, June 24th, reveals that Victor Newman will allow Cain Ashby to make a full pitch, but he'll stand by his decision that there will be no Chancellor deal. Although Victor will push Cain to go after Jabot instead, Cain won't be interested in pursuing Jack Abbott's company or going after his family legacy. On the train, Devon Winters will warn that Lily Winters can't believe a word out of Cain's mouth, but she'll still want to stay and try to get some answers. Lily will make it clear that she won't be manipulated, so Damien Cain will back her up and push Devon to give his sister some credit. It'll be decided that they'll stay until the morning, and then Lily can figure out her next move. When Cain shows up on the train, he'll extend his hand to Damien since this is the first time they're meeting in person. Damien won't accept the handshake and will lash out over being used as a pawn in Cain's deception. After Cain asks to speak with Lily alone, she'll assure Damien and Devon that she'll be okay. Cain will talk to Lily privately about there being more to the story and will hope to explain in the morning, but she won't be sure she'll still be around. Once Cain admits he can't give up on them, Lily will fire back that he's delusional if he thinks there's any hope for their reunion. Cain will shrug that a guy can dream and eventually tell her goodnight before returning to the other guests. Back at the party, Michael Baldwin, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, Abby Winters, and Chance Chancellor will all finally show up. Once the four of them get updates on Dumas being Cain, that'll lead to plenty of questions and concerns about his motives for all this. Cain will join everyone later and offer a warm welcome to the late arrivals, but he'll save the details of his plans for later. Even so, Michael will assume he's going to play a role in whatever Cain has in mind. Victor Newman will eventually step away with Nikki Newman and Nick Newman, so he'll tell them Cain is offering his entire arabesque portfolio in exchange for Chancellor. Nick will acknowledge what a great deal that'd be, but Nikki will insist on keeping and running Chancellor since that's what Catherine Chancellor would want. Victor will be proud of Nikki since that's exactly the answer he was hoping for. Next on Tuesday's Y&R episode, Jack, Diane Jenkins Abbott, Billy Abbott, and Sally Spectra will speculate about the reason Cain wanted Chance at the bash. Although there'll be some speculation about it being because Chance is a Chancellor and was previously tied to his family's company, Billy will also note that Chance is a cop. After Cain pulls Chance away for a private conversation, he'll clarify that he asked Chance there because he's a police detective. Cain will push for Chance's help and reveal that a murder plot is brewing. 'Cause if I'm not mistaken, by the end of the week, I suspect someone is going to try to kill me, Cain will admit. The Young and the Restless spoilers say danger is indeed brewing in Nice, so stay tuned for all the disturbing news to come. Tracy should thank him for disappearing. Cain Ashby is back on Young and the Restless, but before anyone rolls out a welcome mat, let's talk about the woman he left in emotional limbo, Tracy Abbott. Yeah, Cain. Remember her? Sweet, soulful, best-selling author Tracy, who let her guard down just enough to fall for Genoa City's most inconsistent man. They shared heartfelt moments, deep conversations, and yes, even a kiss. And just when it seemed like something real was blooming, Cain vanished faster than a Newman marriage certificate. Now he's back, and it's Tracy's turn to decide how this chapter ends. And spoiler alert, it shouldn't involve grace, patience, or even eye contact. Let's get one thing straight. Tracy Abbott is a national treasure. She's pure class, grace, and wisdom wrapped in floral blouses and emotional depth. She writes bestsellers, heals family feuds, and still finds time to be the moral compass of Genoa City. And what did Cain do when this radiant angel opened her heart to him? Oh, just kiss her, and then act like she was a random footnote in his chaotic man-child memoir. The audacity. Now that Cain has slithered back into the scene, it's time for a reckoning. Tracy doesn't need to smile, wave, or even blink in his direction. If anything, she should look at him the way you'd look at a smudge on your designer reading glasses, with confusion and just a little disgust. Because here's the truth. Cain wasn't just emotionally unavailable. He was emotionally bankrupt. Tracy offered him inspiration, warmth, and a shot at real love, and he responded by hitting the brakes so fast he left emotional skid marks. He was her muse, then he was her disappointment. So how should Tracy react? With all the effortless elegance of a woman who's leveled up, a tight smile. Cain? Wow. Didn't know they were letting tourists into Chancellor Winters these days. Not cruel, just cool. Let him sweat, let him wonder. And when he inevitably tries to explain, she should raise one perfectly manicured finger and say, "No need, darling. I got the message when you disappeared faster than your relevance." Could forgiveness be on the table? Maybe. Tracy is a generous soul, but don't expect her to forget how it felt to be reduced to an almost. And if he dares suggest revisiting their almost something, she can sweetly remind him, that chapter's been edited out.